We will travel many roads in our lifetime, some long, some short, and some that may be supernatural. One such unseen byway is the Midnight Road, and it leads here from this point in time into the outer realms of the unexplained. Get ready for the journey. Come with me now and let's travel the Midnight Road, excursions into the unknown, with your host, Dennis Carroll. Welcome to the Midnight Road, excursions into the unknown. Episode 2, The Lonely Grave of Maud Broderick, a tale of the restless dead. Near my town, there is a large old cemetery. Its name is Silverbrook Cemetery. And Silverbrook Cemetery has many famous residents of the town. But tonight I'm going to tell you the story of one of the residents of that cemetery. About a quarter of a mile from the cemetery, there once existed a very large park. It was called Buena Vista Park. It had everything. It even had a lake with alligators in it. It was a very interesting park. And there was a carnival that came through town back in the 1890s. And it went immediately to the park, Buena Vista Park, which was not that far from Silverbrook Cemetery. During this carnival, there was a tethered hot air balloon ride. It means that it was never taken off the rope. You just went up in it a ways and you came back down. You paid a certain amount of money to do this. Now, the fellow who was working on it, his name was Broderick. His first name is quite forgotten by now. But he had a lovely young wife who also assisted him. Her name was Maud. And Maud was your typical Victorian lady, except she was an operator of a hot air balloon. Well, at least she helped her husband operate it. He was the one that would take people up in the hot air balloon. But a tragedy occurred one day while they were doing this. They were taking people up and bringing them back down. Somehow or another, Maud got an ankle caught in the rope that went up to the hot air balloon. It went back onto its regular course way up in the air, probably about 100 feet or so up in the air. Maud was dangling beneath, and they were her husband supposedly was trying to pull her back up into the hot air balloon and trying at the same time to get the hot air balloon to descend. When the rope came loose from her ankle, she fell immediately to the ground and died instantly of a broken neck. It was a very tragic death. Maud was laid to rest nearby in the cemetery called Silverbrook. Her grave is there today. I have visited it many times. Well, some people say that this was not an accident because less than 1 month after her death, her husband married again. Some people have speculated this could have been a possible murder. Maybe this was some kind of setup. Maybe he had another lady waiting in the wings to take poor lonely Maud's place. But we'll never know. But not long after that, stories began to circulate of a lady with a parasol being seen strolling through the cemetery, sometimes mostly at night. This went on for many years. As a matter of fact, my grandfather had an incident of this when he was just a young boy. He and his uncle were going uptown to weigh a bale of cotton. They had the cotton in the back of a wagon. As they got close to Silverbrook Cemetery, the mules stopped dead in the road. And it is said that my grandfather's uncle could see things that nobody else could see, that he was born with a call, and that he could see things that others could not see. And he said to my grandfather, whose name was David, he said, David, don't you see that woman standing in the middle of the road? She's the one that stopped the mules. And my grandfather said, I don't see anybody there. There's nothing there. There's no reason why the mules should be stopped. But he said, no, there's a lady crossing the road in front of us. She's got a parasol. And then she disappeared into the cemetery. The mules immediately kept on down the road, and that was the end of the incident. But there were many, many, many stories like this told about sightings of the ghost of Maud Braldwick in Silver Brook Cemetery. I have gone there many times in the past, and I've staked that cemetery out at night, hoping to catch a glimpse of Maud, especially very close to her lonely grave. But I haven't so far, but I think I came very close one night. While shooting some video in the cemetery, something passed quickly, something white, in front of my video camera. When I looked up, there was nothing there. It was not a moth. It was nothing like that. It was something very large that passed right in front, directly in front of my camera. Well, reviewing the film, there was nothing there. What could that have been? It's possible it might have been Maud. She is supposedly one of the restless dead now. She wanders the cemetery, twirling her parasol, forever looking for something. And if you should meet her, I wouldn't advise you to try to engage her in conversation. Because Maud has a mission. She's going somewhere. She's looking for something that is no longer part of this world. But it is, unfortunately, a world that waits in the lonely grave of Maud Braldwick. Thank you for joining us again for another trip down the Midnight Road. And until we meet again, the Midnight Road will be waiting for you.